In this video, I'm going to review how Bank of America is using Facebook ads to grow their business. Let's talk about that. My name is Ryan Ferguson. I help local businesses get more clients and customers using Facebook ads. But in today's video, we're going to review how this Fortune 500 company is using Facebook ads to grow their very big business. The reason I decided to create this video is because I get a lot of value from watching case studies and seeing how other people are tackling similar challenges. There's a lot of content on YouTube about how local businesses are using Facebook ads or how Facebook ads are being used to promote Shopify stores and other e-commerce stores, but there's not a lot of content around like these really big companies. So I thought it'd be interesting to see what they're doing, if they're doing anything different, if there's anything we can learn. So in case you didn't know, you can see what ads any company is running on Facebook. I'm on my desktop here. If you just scroll down the left side and click on Info and Ads, or if you're on a mobile device, I think that button is actually up here near the cover image. There will be like an italicized I. If you click on that, it just takes you into this other screen here where you can see all of the current ads that this Facebook page is running. So you can see from here, it defaults to the country that you're based in, and it's lagging pretty hard because Nike is running a lot of ads. But you can click on this drop down menu and see ads that this page is running in other countries. Now we can only see ads that these companies are currently running. We also can't see who they're targeting in these ads, how long they've been running for, and we obviously don't know what kind of results they're getting from these campaigns. So, take this with a grain of salt. We're not necessarily looking at successful Facebook campaigns, but I think it's interesting just to see what their approach is to marketing anyways. So that's Nike, but we're going to look at Bank of America today, and they're also running a lot of ads. The first one I'm going to look at is this one right here. So it says the new Bank of America digital mortgage experience makes apply to refinance easy. New Bank of America digital mortgage experience makes apply to refinance easy. Wow. So that's not the best ad copy in my opinion. And so what we have here, this is just a short video, and this is really interesting. I see a lot of big brands doing this. I looked at a lot of Fortune 500 company Facebook pages just so I could find a good example for you guys, and a lot of them are doing this little 5-second video thing, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, there's a couple reasons why I think they might be doing this. First of all, on a desktop, I don't think videos play automatically, so what you're going to get is just a static image. So it's not really going to capture your attention or anything like that, but if you're on a mobile device, I believe videos play automatically. So I think the idea behind this is, if you're scrolling through your feed, you're going to see this short little video with movement, and it's going to capture your attention. So I think that's one reason why they're using this little video. Also, if they were to just use a image ad, they wouldn't be able to retarget you unless you actually engaged with that post. So I think you can retarget people and put people into a custom audience who like and have engaged with your page. And I think if they've liked and engaged with any of your content. So if this was just a static image, you wouldn't necessarily be able to retarget the people who saw this. But because it's a video, what you can do is put people into a custom audience who have watched 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% of this video into a custom audience and then retarget them. So I don't know if that's actually the reason that they did this, but if it is, it's a really sneaky kind of loophole, which allows this company to increase the frequency of their ads, right? So they're able to retarget their audience and get their message and their brand in front of the same people more than once. And that's really important, especially for, a big brand like Bank of America, which relies a lot on brand equity. Getting their message in front of them more than once is important. Now, in terms of the actual ad copy, obviously this could be written better. One thing I do like is how they're addressing a pain point here. So they're promoting their product. I don't know if it's a mobile app or just like a mobile website. But whatever it is, it's trying to sell the fact that it makes applying to refinance easy. And they're saying, unlike certain parts of your life, and they have this video of this guy who has his hands full. So it's addressing a pain point in the sense that people are very busy, they're always multitasking. So Bank of America now has this app or website or whatever it is that, makes your life easier, even if you're multitasking, even if you have a really busy life. So they're calling out a pain point, and then they're kind of addressing the fact that they have a solution for it in some sense. So that's not bad. The call to action here: get help from lending specialists, equal housing lender, and then a learn more button. So this particular ad is not the best, but one thing I'll point out about Bank of America, and this is something you'll see with a lot of other big companies too, especially with really large budgets, you don't really know what is going to work well. Like, you don't know what ads, what messaging, what photos, what videos are going to work well. The only way you really know is by testing, and that's something that they do really well. So we have this one ad here. If you keep scrolling through the feed here, you'll see digital mortgage experience. So they're promoting the same product. They have a different messaging. They have a different video. This is promoting the same thing. Again, it's a different video, different call to action. And then this one here, this is the same video as this one above. But this call to action down here says get help from lending specialists, whereas this one says customize your loan. So it's a very similar ad copy, but they're just testing different call to actions. They're testing different creative, and I guarantee that they're going to look back after these campaigns have been running for a certain duration. They're going to see which ones are performing the best, which ones people are responding to the best, and probably increase the budget, double down on the ones that are successful, kill the ones that aren't. So that's a really great takeaway from this campaign. Regardless of the business that you're trying to promote, it's best practice to test as many different variations as possible. What we see with Bank of America, they're testing different written ad copies. They're testing different videos and images. They have a different text link headline. They're testing different call to action buttons. So the key thing to understand is to not make any assumptions about what you think is going to work well. Just test as many different variations as you can, or as your ad budget allows, and then just make decisions based on what the data is telling you. So in addition to the ad creative elements that you can test, you can also change the audience that you're targeting. So you could test different age brackets, different genders. You could test people who live in different locations, people who have different interests. You can target people on different devices, whether that's desktop or on mobile. You can even test more specifically than that and target specific mobile devices. You can test different ad placements. So whether you want to deliver your ad on the Facebook feed or on the right side or on Instagram. You can test different ad budgets. You can test advertising at different times during the day or at different days during the week. So there's an endless combination of things that you can test. Obviously, it's going to take an incredibly large ad budget to test everything, right? So, and that's not realistic. So, you need to kind of pick and choose the things that you want to test, the things that you think are going to have the biggest impact on your ad results. So then the call to action for most of these ads is to click on this Learn More button, which opens up a landing page, and that looks like this. So the first thing I notice about this is what I would consider a true landing page. And what I mean by that, sometimes when you click on a link, it'll open up just a page on a website, and you have, like navigation links and, stuff on the sidebar, stuff that's typical of most websites. But in this case, we don't have any of that. This is just one page dedicated to this particular offer. And I like that because it demonstrates we're really trying to focus on the call to action we're promoting without any distractions. Second thing I like is that this image is congruent with at least that one ad that we saw. That first ad, it's using the same image, and it's also using the same terminology. We have Bank of America Digital Mortgage Experience. That's kind of the phrase that they've been using in all of those ads. So, and it's important that your landing page is congruent with your ad. You want to make sure that your audience knows they're going to the right place, and it just makes everything more consistent. So if I scroll down here, we have some more information about the features, a couple buttons here. One thing I don't like about this, you see you can click here to apply for a new mortgage. The ads that we saw were promoting this digital experience, so I don't know if that's a mobile app or maybe it's just like a mobile website. So to have these calls to action, it doesn't seem like it is really relevant to the initial offer that we saw advertised to us. We have another call to action here, and then we have another one where we can call for more information about applying for a loan. So in my opinion, maybe there's not enough focus on this page. If I were doing this, I would probably just keep it consistent, keep it focused, and just advertise this digital mortgage experience and try and get them to take some sort of action, whether it's to download the app or test out the mobile website or whatever it is. Just in my opinion, it doesn't seem like what they're trying to get you to do on this landing page is consistent with that ad that we saw on Facebook. So before this video, I actually looked up his phone number, and it doesn't actually link to anything. And then I actually opened up the ad in on another device, and it loaded a different 1-800 number. So what this suggests to me is that they're using some kind of call tracking software to track the leads from their Facebook campaign. So what this does, this is basically like a fake number that just redirects to their loan phone line. But what they're able to do is if I call that number, they can track that lead back to their Facebook campaign. So when they're reviewing the results, they can see, okay, this particular ad copy generated this many leads through our phone line. That's working well, so let's double down on that. It's basically just a way that they can track who called them and where those calls came from. So that's good. I think that's a good idea. And then we have a video down here, which
the way to do it. I can customize my terms.
Again, is congruent with this image here and then that ad that we saw back on Facebook. Now, the one thing I will say is that this is the same landing page for all of these ads. So this ad here, this particular video is not necessarily congruent with the images we see on that landing page. Same with this one, same with this one. So again, in my opinion, if this were me running this campaign, I would likely take the time to, use this image or an image from this as the feature image here, just so that when the audience gets to this landing page, it's more congruent with that ad that we saw. But they are similar. Like the message here, is that you're busy, you're multitasking, and that they have this solution for you. And then this image is, conveying that same message. So in a sense, they are kind of similar, but if this is the ad copy that got me to click on your link and take that action, it makes sense that the landing page would kind of reflect that same thing. That's just my personal opinion. And if you're spending tens of thousands of dollars or whatever on this ad campaign, is it really that much of a hassle to create another landing page, just swapping out an image? But not terrible. So, and it's hard to tell, it's impossible to tell what kind of results they're getting with this campaign. Like I said, you can't see any of the results, you can't see who they're targeting, you can't see how long they've been running these ads for. What you can see is that they're running a lot of ads, so they're committing a lot of money to this. So this is something that's important to them, but it's hard to see what kind of results they're getting from this. So we talk about good examples, bad examples. We can overanalyze this as much as we want, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is, are you achieving the result that you want? So, even if we criticize some things about this ad, maybe it's performing really well, and then in which case it doesn't really matter. So just keep that in mind. So what can you take away from this video? I think first of all, it's important to consider who you're targeting and address a pain point or challenge they're experiencing, and then the solution that you're offering. Second of all, place a huge emphasis on testing. Test as many different variables as you can, and then make your decisions moving forward based on the results and based on the data. Third, consider using videos for retargeting purposes. It's a lot easier to retarget people who have engaged with a video than it is just a static image. Number four, I'd say make sure that you have a very clear call to action and that your landing page is congruent with that call to action and the ad copy. Also, I would suggest not having too many calls to action on your landing page. Make sure it's very clear and focused what you're trying to get your audience to do once they're on your landing page. I hope you gained some value from this video. My name is Ferguson. I'll talk to you soon.